COVID-19 pandemic chronology video for Tuesday, 10 January 2023. My dad is feeling better, and one of his friends got COVID-19 and is feeling worse. And my dad was feeling worse yesterday, feeling better today, and he's actually up making soup. So out of bed today, so yay. Took a COVID-19 test, still negative, so we're thinking possibly not COVID-19. So I'm not going to count it as him having COVID-19 for my family statistics kind of thing. So that's the first update. So that's a good update. Second update is, or at least in my perspective, in the household's perspective, we're like, woo, he's on the mend, because I live with my parents, so my dad getting COVID-19 would be a pretty big deal because we'd have to figure out how are we quarantining within the house, so kind of thing. And where's my mom gonna sleep? And where's the dad gonna sleep? And all that stuff. So we're thankful that that members of this household are thankful. And so there we go. The second update is I wrote and published, or finished writing and publishing, I should say, a new Wikipedia article, Coralee, for a Zimbabwean swimmer, but more specifically, a Zimbabwean who moved to Australia and now swims. So like in the article, I term him an Australian swimmer because he competes representing Australia. But he moved to Australia from Zimbabwe, which is in Africa. So he stayed in the Southern Hemisphere. There's a couple that's not necessarily uncommon, not even at the 2020 Summer Olympic Games for the United States of America. Kieran Smith was born in Australia and competed for Team USA, so the United States of America. And then Andrew Wilson, a breaststroker, was born in Great Britain and competed for the United States of America. So if there's 50-some members on a team, that's, I say approximately 50 members on a United States Olympic Games swim team, then 2 out of 50 means 4% of the team were not, at least 4% of the team was not born in the United States of America that competed representing America. So it's not necessarily uncommon, kind of thing. It's kind of yeah. So I wrote and published that. It's, as of filming, and haven't checked my email. I went to the Bothell Feed Center with my mom, just got back. I have not checked my email to see if the page is past review yet or not, but it was in review as of this morning. And so that's ongoing. And it got me thinking, my sister has talked actually about moving to Australia or moving to New Zealand, and was like, well, if I ever manage to acquire enough money to travel and see my sister, if she and or her husband, or no, not or, I guess, if she moved to Australia or New Zealand, or she moved there with her husband or whatever, they moved there, she moved there alone, or she moved there with her husband, so alone or together, I could go to Australia and visit her and go see some of these swimmers compete that I have made Wikipedia articles for. So like Lonnie Pollister, Joshua Staples, Nicholas Sloman, now Coralee. I'm slowly accumulating Australian swimmer article pages new pages I created. So there's that. She's also mentioned possibly moving to Utah because she just took on a new job that at Backcountry, or is about to start a new job at backcountry.com that's based in Utah. And she worked for Wayfair for a while and moved to Boston to work for Wayfair, or those two were, she interviewed, she flew out to Boston, did the interview, got the job, and then moved to Boston, and then moved back and started working at Crowd Cow, back to the Seattle area. And so she has and she lived in Boston for less than 2 years, but over 1 year. I think it was over 1 year. Approximately a year and a half. So the Utah thing might be like that. I don't know. I don't know if it would be for Australia or New Zealand. If she liked it, she might spend a month there and then move back, and then, end up deciding she really likes it and move permanently to Australia or New Zealand. She also talked about doing that for England, specifically the city of London, and she has not done that. So maybe she moves to London for a month and she follows that. That was a childhood dream of hers. And maybe all of us travel, including Gordy and his children with a woman he used to date named Diane, and his current wife. But Diane and him didn't get married. Maybe there's a bring in all the peripheral family members that we don't know so well, like missing children, but they're not missing. They haven't been incorporated into the family because he doesn't ever really bring them up. We just kind of found out about them. Do like a family reunion in Australia kind of thing. Ooh, that would be fun. And then there's some of the Minnesota cousins. They have a kid who married an Australian guy or something like that. So you're going to do both my mom's and my dad's side family reunion in Australia. Huh. If she moves to Australia. Or New Zealand if she moves to New Zealand, because we have... So we have family in New Zealand already, so she'd be joining them. But if she took the pioneering path, she might choose Australia because, but then there's, I don't know, extended married in family in Australia at least. I don't know. Point being, there's there's the potential for these Wikipedia articles I'm creating to open new doors of travel for me, possibly, in wanting to spectate at certain sporting events. So that it's a kind of a cool life collision, so to speak. Or in person, my virtual work potential down the road might potentially result in person like changes to my lifestyle. Maybe not collision, but, so that I hope not a collision, not like an actual physical collision, so changes to my lifestyle to incorporate like the sporting competitions that these people compete at, whether the people are there or not. Right? They might be retired or onto a different sport or a different industry by that point in time, for all I know. So, but those are my 2 updates for today, Tuesday, 10 January 2023. Oh, and why am I bringing up the new article? It's part of my pandemic pit crew writing work, writing and publishing, and this time the pandemic pit crew work was focused on Wikipedia. So that page came out because of that. So, happy day.